You bought it because it looked safe. Bright colors, soft edges, maybe even a label that said asterisk, vet approved. But what if I told you, before cats get sick, before the vomiting, before the hiding, before the emergency vet bill, they change in one subtle way, and almost no one notices it? Let me ask you something. Has your cat ever started sleeping just a little more, chewing a little differently, becoming slightly less playful? You probably thought nothing of it. That's exactly why this works. And tonight, we're exposing something most pet owners never see coming. Because the most dangerous threats to your cat don't look dangerous at all. Cats are masters of concealment. In the wild, weakness equals death. So they evolved to hide pain. They don't scream. They don't limp dramatically. They don't cry for help. They change subtly. A slightly slower jump. A missed grooming session. A toy they suddenly ignore. Experts warn that behavioral microchanges often appear ** weeks before physical symptoms. But here's the shocking part. Many of those changes begin inside the mouth. Yes, before kidney numbers spike. Before liver values rise. Before infections spread. Dental damage often starts silently. And what causes it? Not disease. Not age. Not genetics. But something millions of owners bring home willingly. Walk into any pet store. You'll see rows of healthy toys. Dental chews. Hard rubber balls. Synthetic rope toys. Plastic interactive puzzles. They look harmless. They're marketed as enrichment. Bonding tools. Mental stimulation. Essential. But marketing doesn't equal safety. Companies know something powerful. Pet owners will spend anything to feel responsible. So labels say, heavy check mark strengthens teeth. Heavy check mark promotes healthy gums. Heavy check mark vet recommended. Heavy check mark durable for aggressive chewers. But here's what they don't say. Some of these toys cause microfractures in teeth. Some shred fibers that get swallowed. Some create gum trauma that bacteria exploit. And the damage builds slowly. Silent damage. Deadly over time. #movie camera dangerous toy 1, ultra-hard nylon CHEWS. Let's start with one of the most trusted toys on the market. Ultra-hard nylon chews. They're sold as indestructible. Long-lasting. Great for dental health. Why people trust them? Because cats love chewing textures. Because they last forever. Because they're marketed as superior to rawhide. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Veterinary dentists repeatedly warn. If you can't dent it with your fingernail, it's too hard for your cat's teeth. Cats' teeth are not built for stone-level hardness. When they bite down repeatedly on hard nylon, microscopic cracks form. Microfractures. You can't see them. Your cat won't scream. But over weeks or months, those fractures expand, eventually exposing the pulp. That's nerve tissue. Extremely painful. And what does your cat do? Chews less. Eats slower. Prefers one side of the mouth. Sleeps more. Subtle, but devastating. Vet bills for fractured teeth. $800 to $500 per extraction. And that's if infection hasn't spread. Here's the safer alternative. Soft rubber toys that pass the thumbnail test. If your nail can dent it, it's generally safer. Rotate frequently. Replace when worn. Durability is not safety. Remember that. #movie camera dangerous toy 2, hard plastic balls. Now here's the next one. Hard plastic balls with bells inside. They seem harmless. They roll. They jingle. They stimulate hunting instinct. But watch closely. When a cat bites down to catch it, the rigid surface transfers full force directly into the teeth. No shock absorption. Repeated impact. Experts warn this can cause enamel erosion over time. And here, where most owners get it wrong, they assume, if my cat still plays with it, it must be fine. Wrong. Cats will continue using a painful object long after discomfort begins. Because instinct overrides pain. And here's something even more concerning. As enamel thins, bacteria penetrate more easily. That leads to gum inflammation, tooth resorption, systemic inflammation. And systemic inflammation has been linked to kidney strain in older cats. This is where the subtle change begins. Slight bad breath, less grooming, mild irritability, nothing dramatic, until it is. Safer alternative, flexible silicone balls, soft foam chase toys, supervised play sessions with softer materials. Hard plastic isn't enrichment, it's false safety. Movie camera dangerous toy 3, rope TOYS 20 002600. This one shocks most people. Rope toys. Yes, the braided fiber ones marketed for dental cleaning. They're promoted as flossing tools. And yes, in theory, fiber can scrape plaque. But here's what they don't tell you. When fibers fray, cats ingest them. String is one of the most dangerous ingestion hazards in veterinary medicine. Linear foreign bodies. When swallowed, string doesn't move normally through the intestines. It can anchor under the tongue, soar through intestines, cause life-threatening blockages. Surgery costs $3,000,7,000. And that's if caught in time. Before cats get sick from a blockage, they change subtly, eat slightly less, hide briefly, groom less. Tiny shifts. Owners miss them because they still purr. They still look normal until they suddenly vomit repeatedly or stop eating completely. Rope toys aren't just dental risks. They can be catastrophic. Safer alternative. Fabric toys without loose strands. Tightly stitched plush. Supervised interactive play only. If it frays, throw it away. At all costs. Movie camera how marketing exploits trust 26003200. Let's zoom out. Why are these still sold? Because they're profitable. Hard toys last longer. Rope toys are cheap to produce. Plastic is inexpensive and colorful. And pet owners rarely connect dental microdamage to systemic illness. There's no immediate drama. No instant emergency. Just slow progression. Companies rely on delayed consequences. They rely on the fact that when a cat develops kidney disease at age 10, you won't blame the toy from 5 years ago. That's the hidden danger. Delayed damage. Irreversible over time. And here's the part they don't want you to know. Some veterinary clinics quietly discourage these toys. But manufacturers are massive industry sponsors. Conflict of interest. You decide. Movie camera the subtle warning sign. Let's come back to the subtle change. What is it? Before most cats show physical illness, they reduce play intensity. Not completely. Just slightly. They hesitate before biting. They chew more cautiously. They abandon hard toys first. That hesitation is not laziness. It's discomfort. And discomfort is often the first stage of disease progression. Experts warn, behavior changes precede diagnostic changes. But owners wait for vomiting, weight loss, visible pain. By then, damage may already be advanced. #movie camera emotional story beat 36 00 40 00. A 7-year-old indoor cat. Healthy, playful. Owner noticed he wasn't chasing his hard ball as much. Thought he was maturing. 6 months later, severe tooth fracture, infection, early kidney stress markers elevated. The vet asked about chewing habits. The owner mentioned indestructible nylon toys. The connection: pain reduces eating. Reduced hydration strains kidneys. Chronic inflammation spreads. It's never just the tooth. It's systemic. And it starts subtly. #movie camera part 1 cliffhanger 40 0042 00. We've exposed hard nylon chews, plastic balls, rope toys. But the next category, it's even more common. It sits in millions of homes right now. And in some clinics, it's quietly discouraged. Because the damage doesn't just affect teeth, it affects the entire body. If your cat uses this daily, part 2 is critical. Because this is where the silent damage builds. #clapperboard part 2 damage that builds in silence. #movie camera rehook. If your cat chews every day, this part may change how you see everything. Because the real danger isn't the obvious toys. It's the ones that feel normal, routine, harmless, the ones used daily. And this is where most owners get it wrong. Before cats get sick, before blood work changes, before appetite drops dramatically, they start compensating, chewing softer, switching sides, walking away sooner. Not because they're bored, because something hurts. #movie camera the microfracture truths. Let's go deeper. When a cat repeatedly bites hard material, tiny cracks form in the enamel. They're invisible. No bleeding. No dramatic reaction. But enamel doesn't regenerate. Once compromised, bacteria penetrate. That's when inflammation begins. Inflammation doesn't stay in the mouth. Experts warn chronic dental inflammation increases systemic inflammatory load. That means immune stress, organ strain, accelerated aging. And here's the subtle shift again. Cats with early oral discomfort often pause before biting, chew on one side, drop toys more often, sleep slightly more. You see aging, but it's adaptation. Adaptation to pain. #movie camera extremely common toy 1 dental chew sticks. Now let's talk about something extremely common. Dental chew sticks for cats. Marketed as breath fresheners, plaque reducers, vet approved. They look soft, but many dry into rock-like hardness once exposed to air. Owners leave them out all day. Cats gnaw repeatedly. Here's the problem. Hard dried chew sticks can create repetitive compression trauma. That leads to tooth resorption, gum recession, root exposure. Tooth resorption is one of the most painful dental conditions in cats. And cats hide it extraordinarily well. Before diagnosis, they might turn their head while eating, prefer wet food suddenly, groom less around the face, avoid chin scratches, tiny clues, massive consequences, treatment, often extraction, multiple teeth, thousands in veterinary care. And the worst part, Owners believed they were preventing disease. This is the false safety trap. Movie camera extremely common toy too, laser pointers. Now this one shocks people. Laser pointers. Wait. A laser doesn't touch the teeth. So what's the danger? Chronic psychological stress. Hear what experts warn. Cats are wired to hunt, catch, kill. Laser pointers stimulate the hunt. But there's never a catch. No physical reward. Over time, this creates frustration loops. Unresolved predatory drive can elevate stress hormones. Chronic stress impacts immune health. Immune health affects inflammation control. Inflammation affects everything, including oral health. Cats who play laser-only games sometimes develop over-grooming, irritability, sudden withdrawal, obsessive behaviors, subtle changes. Again, you thought it was enrichment, but without a physical toy to capture at the end, it becomes neurological strain. Safer approach. Always end laser sessions with a tangible toy or treat. Let them win. Always. Movie camera nerve exposure, the silent pain. Here's something most people don't realize. When enamel cracks and dentin is exposed, cold air hurts. Pressure hurts. Even grooming hurts. But cats won't cry. They'll just stop doing things. They stop playing rough. Stop chewing hard. Stop jumping as high. And this is where owners misinterpret. He's calming down. She's getting older. No, she's adapting. This is where the silent damage builds. Slowly, quietly, until infection sets in. Infection spreads through the bloodstream. Experts warn oral bacteria have been linked to heart and kidney complications in pets. It's never just the tooth. It's the body. Movie camera, the money mistake. Let's talk numbers. Owners ignore subtle signs. Months pass. Eventually, refusal to eat, drooling, visible swelling, emergency visit, sedation, dental x-rays, extraction surgery, pain medication, antibiotics, follow-up, financial stress, emotional guilt, and the realization the toy that was supposed to help caused it. This mistake costs people thousands every year. But worse than money, regret. Movie camera emotional story arc. A playful indoor cat. Obsessed with dental sticks. Owner proud of proactive care. Gradually, less crunching. More licking food. Sleeping longer. Still affectionate. Still purring. So nothing seemed wrong. Until one day. Stopped eating entirely. Diagnosis. Advanced tooth resorption. Severe gum inflammation. Multiple extractions required. The vet asked, what kind of chew toys does he use? Silence. Because no one connects the dots early. And by the time it's obvious, it's advanced. Movie camera, where most owners get it wrong. They wait for dramatic symptoms. Cats don't give dramatic warnings. They give subtle ones. Reduced enthusiasm. Mild hesitation. Tiny behavior shifts. If your cat chews something daily, watch how they approach it. Do they hesitate? Do they bite softer? Do they walk away sooner than before? That's not personality change. That's communication. And most people miss it. Movie camera escalation. So far we've covered hard nylon chews, plastic balls, rope toys, dental chew sticks. laser only play. But now we're about to step into something more controversial. Because the next category, it's heavily marketed, often labeled natural, sometimes even labeled raw instinct approved. And experts quietly beg owners to stop using it. If your cat chews this daily, the next part is critical, because what it does over time is far worse than you think. #clapperboard Part 3, the toys experts beg you to stop using. #movie camera strong re-entry. You're trying to be responsible. That's what makes this hard. The most dangerous toys aren't obviously dangerous. They look premium, healthy, instinct-driven. But some of them are doing silent, irreversible damage. And companies know it. #movie camera controversial toy 1, real animal bones. Marketed as natural, raw, instinctual, ancestral diet enrichment. Here's reality. Domestic cats are not wild predators surviving on whole prey daily. Their bite force and chewing patterns are different. Hard bones can crack teeth instantly. Slab fractures, root fractures, internal splits. Sometimes the damage is immediate, sometimes microscopic. Either way, the result is the same. Pain. And what happens when a cat is in chronic oral pain? They may withdraw socially, avoid affection, reduce grooming, develop aggression, behavioral changes that get misdiagnosed as personality issues. But it started with a chew. Experts warn bones can also splinter. Internal injury risk. Gastrointestinal perforation. Natural does not equal safe. #movie camera controversial toy 2, hard dental rubber rings. Some are nearly as hard as nylon. Marketed as long-lasting. Textured for plaque scraping. But again, if it doesn't bend, it doesn't absorb force. Force transfers to enamel. Enamel cracks. Inflammation builds. Companies use the phrase vet approved. But here's something important. That often means a single consulting veterinarian. Not broad consensus. Marketing language creates authority illusion. False safety. And most owners never question it. #movie camera long-term consequences. Chronic dental pain doesn't stay local. It affects appetite, hydration, immune balance, stress hormones. Chronic stress accelerates disease progression. Cats may lose weight subtly, hide more often, sleep in unusual places, become less interactive. You think they're independent. They're uncomfortable. This is how illness creeps in quietly. #movie camera myth vs reality. Myth: if it's sold in pet stores, it's safe. Reality: stores sell what sells. Myth: if my cat still uses it, it doesn't hurt. Reality: cats hide pain instinctively. Myth: hard toys clean teeth better. Reality: soft friction can remove plaque without fracturing enamel. Myth: natural means harmless. Reality: nature is brutal. #movie camera why companies keep selling them. Durable toys reduce replacement frequency. Cheap materials increase margins. Bold claims increase trust. Delayed consequences protect brand reputation. Because when your cat develops organ issues years later, you won't trace it back to a chew toy. That's the uncomfortable truth. #movie camera final build-up. By now you're probably thinking, should I throw everything away? Not yet. Because fear without solutions creates helplessness. And that's not what this is about. The final part reveals exactly how to protect your cat. Starting today. Without paranoia. Without guesswork. with clear, practical steps. #Clapperboard Part 4, Protection, Prevention and THE Final Reveal. #Movie Camera Rapid Recap. We exposed ultra-hard nylon chews, hard plastic balls, fraying rope toys, dry dental chew sticks, laser-only play sessions, real animal bones, rigid rubber rings, common, trusted, potentially harmful over time. But here the empowering truths. You can prevent most of this. #Movie Camera The Home Safety Framework. Step 1 The Thumbnail Test. Press your fingernail into the toy. If it doesn't dent slightly, avoid it at all costs. Step 2 Bend Test. Twist it. If it's rigid and unforgiving, it transfers force. Choose flexible materials. Step 3 Fray Check. Inspect weekly. If fibers appear loose, discard immediately. No exceptions. Step 4 Supervised Intensity. High energy chewing should be limited. Rotate toys. Don't allow constant repetitive stress on one surface. Step 5 Replace regularly. Even safe toys degrade. Surface cracks harbor bacteria. Replace before they look destroyed, not after. #Movie Camera Early Warning Signs to Watch. Before cats get sick, they often chew more slowly, switch sides, drop toys, groom less around the mouth, sleep slightly more, avoid chin or jaw touch. Notice patterns, not isolated events. Patterns. Early detection prevents irreversible damage. #Movie Camera Emotional Final Message. Your cat depends on you. They won't announce discomfort. They won't dramatize pain. They'll adapt quietly, and the smallest hesitation in play may be the first whisper of something bigger. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because informed owners prevent suffering. #Movie Camera Strong CTA. Now I want to hear from you. Which one shocked you the most? Have you unknowingly used any of these? Comment below. Your experience might protect someone else's cat. And subscribe before the next hidden danger harms your pet. Because what you feed your cat may be even worse than these toys. Watch that next. Don't wait for the subtle change. By the time it's obvious, it may already be advanced. Protect them early. Protect them now.